Welcome to a new video which is about challenging questions in trigonometry. This is the last video of trigonometric series in the channel. In this video I picked 3 questions to solve. Without further ado, let's get started. And this is our first question, guys. In the question we have sine in the parentheses, arc cosine 3 divided by 5 plus arc tangent 3 divided by 4, and this is equal to what, guys? For the first term inside the parentheses, let's call this as x, and let's call the second term as y, guys. So if we have arc cosine 3 over 5 as x, then if we switch those values, 3 divided by 5 and x, and then we're going to have, guys, cosine x, which is equal to 3 over 5, guys. So what we're going to do in the next step is we will draw a right triangle, okay? This is 90 degree, and we're going to say this is, let's say, this angle is x. So we're going to apply this cosine x, which is 3 over 5 value on this right triangle, guys. So cosine was adjacent divided by hypotenuse. That means, guys, the adjacent of the angle x is 3 and the hypotenuse is 5. By using the Pythagorean theorem, we can easily find that the opposite of angle x is, which is this side, right? We know that 5 square is going to be 3 square plus 4 square, right? So this side is going to be 4, obviously, and this is what we're going to find out if you apply the Pythagorean theorem on this right triangle, guys. So we found that this side is 4. Let's take a look at the second term, which is arc tangent. Let me write it here. Arc tangent 3 over 4. This is 3. Suppose that this is y, and we're going to do the same thing, guys. We will switch those terms, and if we do it, then we're going to have tangent y is equal to 3 over 4, guys. So if this angle is y, and then we will see that, yes, tangent y is 3 over 4, right, which is opposite divided by adjacent. So that means, guys, we are talking about the same right triangle, which is this right triangle. And now our question becomes, because this part is x and that part is y, so our question becomes actually sine x plus y, guys. And this is the sum formula for sine trigonometric function, and that is equal to, guys, sine x times cosine y plus cosine x times sine y, guys. We should know this in order to solve this question. And in the next step, sine x is, we're going to look at the situation from the angle's axis perspective. Sine was opposite divided by hypotenuse, which is 4 divided by 5, guys. 4 divided by 5 times cosine y. We will look at the situation from the y's perspective, okay? Cosine, again, it's going to be adjacent divided by hypotenuse, which is going to be 4 divided by 5 again, plus cosine x. Cosine x is 3 over 5. 3 over 5 times sine y is, again, 3 over 5, guys. 3 over 5. And in the next step, 4 times 4 is going to be 16, right? 16 divided by 25 plus 9 divided by 25, which is going to be 25 divided by 25, which is going to give us the final answer as 1, guys. So the solution for this question is 1, guys. And this is our second question, guys. In the question we have sine 10 degree times cosine 10 degree times cosine 20 degree divided by cosine 50 degree, and the result is equal to what, guys? Here we're going to benefit a formula, which is, let me write it here, sine 2x. If you remember, it was 2 times sine x times cosine x, guys. So this is angle x, this is angle x, this is angle 2x, and there is also 2, guys. So if we think that sine 10 times cosine 10, if that would be 2 times sine 10 times cosine 10, then we would say that this is sine 20, guys. But in order not to change the value of this fraction, if I put here 2 in the numerator part, I have to put here 2 also in the denominator part, right? So once you do it, then we're going to have, again, 2 times sine 10 times cosine 10 times cosine 20 divided by 2 times cosine 50, guys. And now we know that this is going to be equal to sine 20, guys. And in the next step, we're going to have sine 20 times cosine 20 divided by 2 times cosine 50, guys. And here we will do the same thing. Again, if I put here 2 and then I have to put here 2, okay, in order not to change the value of the fraction. And once I do it, the numerator part is gonna look like sine 2 times 20, which is 40, right? So in the next step, we're gonna have sine 40 degree divided by 2 times 2 is 4 times cosine 50, guys. There is a rule also, guys, we're gonna benefit in this question. If x plus y is equal to 90 degree, okay, then we can say that sine x is equal to cosine y, or sine y is equal to cosine x. So from this perspective, we can say that, guys, sine 40 is equal to cosine 50, right? Because 40 plus 50 is going to be 90 degree. So from this perspective, we can say that numerator can be written as cosine 50 divided by, in the denominator, we have 4 times cosine 50. These are gone. And the leftover is, there is 1 in the numerator, 1 divided by 4, which is the final answer, guys. So in the second question, the result is 1 divided by 4. And this is our last question, guys, in this video. We have sine square x plus 4 times cosine x minus 4, which is equal to 0. And what is the value of x, where x is between 0 and 2 pi, including those values, guys. Those square brackets means including those values, those boundaries. Anyway, so in this question also we're going to benefit from an identity, guys, which is sine square x plus cosine square x, and this is equal to 1, guys. Here we see that we have cosine x here, so I'll try to make that sign also as cosine. So in order to write their cosine, then I'm gonna keep that sine square. Actually, I'll try to write sine square in terms of cosine square. And once you send this cosine square x to the right, then we're gonna have sine square x is equal to 1 minus cosine square x, guys. For the people who don't know what I did here, I recommend you to take a look at one of my previous videos about shortcuts in calculations anyway. And so instead of sine square x, I'm gonna write 1 minus cosine square x right over here, guys. And once we do it, then we're gonna have 1 minus cosine square x plus 4 times cosine x minus 4, which is 0, guys. Here we have plus 1, here we have negative 1. And if you add them up, then we're gonna have negative 3, right? I'm gonna write the rest of the equation as negative cosine square x plus 4 times cosine x, and we have negative 3 also. This is equal to 0. The biggest degree is 2, and which is cosine square here. Okay, the term is cosine square, and its sign which is in front of it is negative, and I just want to make it a positive. Okay, in order to make it positive, to make it clear, I'm gonna multiply all the terms by a negative sign, and once we do it, then we're gonna have positive cosine square x minus 4 times cosine x plus 3, which is 0, guys. And now we have an equation, okay, cosine square minus 4 times cosine x plus 3, which is equal to 0. Well, we can solve this question into 2 ways, guys. One way is you can say cosine is t. Okay, let me write it here. If you call cosine x as t, and then our question becomes t squared minus 4t plus 3, which is 0, guys. And here what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor t squared as t times t, right? I'm going to write it as t times t, and I'm going to write 3 as a multiplication of 3 and 1. And what I'm going to do in the next step is I'll apply the cross multiplication here, okay? 3 times t, which is 3t, t times 1, which is 1t. If you add them up, we have 4t, right? Is it the one that we have in the middle? No, because in the middle we have negative 4t. So I'm going to change the right side, which is 3 and 1, as negative 3 and negative 1. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3, which is the last term we have here. And if you apply those terms in the cross way, then we're going to have negative 3t here, negative 1t here. If you add them up, we're going to have negative 4t. Is it the one that we have in the middle in the equation? Yes. That means I'm gonna write those values in this direction, guys. And once we do it, then we're gonna have t minus 3 times t minus 1, which is equal to 0, guys. Because here I said t is equal to cosine x, so I'm gonna substitute those values back again, and once we do it, then we're gonna have cosine, instead of t, I'm gonna write cosine x minus 3 times cosine x minus 1, which is 0, guys. Here we have a multiplication. We are multiplying this term by this term, right? We have two terms on the left. And because the result is 0, that means either the first term is 0 or the second term is 0, guys. If the first term is 0, which means that cosine x minus 3 is 0, and we should have cosine x as 3 in this case, right? Is it possible? No, because cosine x can take values between -1 and +1, including those values. So there is no way to make this left side 0 in that case, guys. There is only one way, which is cosine x minus 1 should be equal to 0, guys. Let me write it here. Sorry, because there is no space that I can write. So cosine x minus 1, which is 0, send this to the right. Cosine x is 1. So this is the solution that I'm looking for. And now I'm not done yet, because which value of x makes this equation 1, guys? There is 0 degree, right? Cosine 0 is 1. Let me write it here on the right top corner. Sorry for that. So if x is 0 degree, guys, then cosine 0 is 1. And at the same time, if x is 360 degree, guys, and again cosine 360 is 1, guys. That means, let me write the solution set, guys, here. Solution set is equal to, guys, 0 and 360 degrees, guys. So these are the solutions of x in this question, guys. And that was the last question, guys, in this video. If you have any question related to the questions or anything, any part that I solved here or I did, you can put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.